Namaste, and welcome back. So we're working on our third Kosha, which is known as Manomaya Kosha. And this is the mental body. So this is the mental space, the mental energy. This is where we take in all of what we're just nourishing ourselves with through Annamaya Kosha. And we're processing all of that and receiving into nutrients and then taking that through what we call our physical body, right? And then as it processes and moves up, then we've discovered the journey through Pranamaya Kosha and how this energy field and the energetic body is receiving the nourishment and distributing it throughout this body. Now we're working on this mental connection to what we have received, our perception to what has entered into our bodies, what we've taken in from outside world, and what we're taking in our mouth, what we're saying, what we're hearing and receiving through the senses. In this practice, very short today, we'll focus on more of a meditative practice, moving slowly. Of course, you don't have to sit how I'm sitting, especially if it's really strenuous on your knees. So please invite yourself to utilize a blanket, some blocks, maybe even a chair. Give yourself the tools that you need for your practice personally. Let's begin. So find yourself in a comfortable seat, lengthening up through the spine, sitting on something if need be. Giving yourself all of the tools and the equipment to support yourself in your journey. Close your eyes and together we come to 5 rounds of breath. Draw the lips together in and out the nose. Begin to drop in a little bit more. Notice what you've received throughout the day, what you've been taking in, what your output's been. Begin to make a few neck rolls here as you come into this awareness, into this space. What does it feel like to tune in to a reflection of your day, observing yourself without judgment? Reverse your circle. And just bring awareness to your creaks and cracks and pops. Just notice all of the things. Reconnecting, regrounding, regrouping. Coming back to center, pausing here for a moment, looking down towards your feet. Then look over to the left shoulder. Exhale back to center. Inhale, right shoulder. Exhale back to center, lengthen through the spine. Inhale, looking forward, lifting the head. Look all the way up. Maybe the eyes open, begin to look back. Exhale, come back to center. Draw the shoulders up towards the ears. Relax the shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift the shoulders. And relax back and down. Couple more rounds, moving at your own pace. Nice, and then reverse your circles. And just notice what that feels like, tuning into your own body here. Tuning into the amount of breath you're taking in and letting out. And then when you're ready, releasing this and just jiggling the shoulders up and down. Move from side to side, shimmy, shimmy. like a little bobblehead. Good. And let's just come back to center. You might get dizzy, so relax. I just did. Good. And then take a deep breath in. And then out the mouth. Grounding breath, real good, nice, beautiful, y'all. Let's go ahead and transition onto our backs, shall we? And then drawing the knees up towards the sky, pressing our feet down into the earth. And just relaxing the back of the head here. Adjusting as you need. Take the hands to the creases of the hip flexors and begin to press down. Notice the natural arch of your spine returning here. And just take a moment to notice what comes up for you here, what's in the space between the eyebrows if the eyes are closed. And maybe you're moving into the space with massaging, or my partner likes to say with our cat, making biscuits. So maybe you're just kneading and just making biscuits with your thighs here. And then relaxing your shoulders. And then sliding your hands up your thighs and just releasing any extra energy, any stored energy, sensations. Just a little flick of the wrist at the end there and just let it go and relax the hands down. And then maybe you roll your head from side to side and just notice what that feels like for you. Please take your knees together and the feet apart for constructive rest. And then very kindly bring attention to the pelvic floor. Place the pelvic floor a little bit further down into the earth. Lift the chest, push into your shoulders. Tilt the pubic bone downward. Notice the belly draws up and in. And then exhale, begin to roll into the flat part of your back. Scoop the pubic bone up towards the belly button. And let's continue 3 more. Exhale. Tuning into the pelvic floor here, the region, the lowest part, the chakras, the lowest chakras, our root, our creative plexus, and our intuition. Tuning into maybe a color that you might see if the eyes are closed. If you fall asleep, that's okay. Your body needs rest. When you complete your last pelvic tilt, go ahead and keep pressing your lower back into the ground. Draw your knees into your chest. Hands to your knees. Cup the knees and then extend the arms long, pulling the knees away from you. Keep pressing the lower back into the earth. Resist the urge to rise up here. And then draw the knees in. Exhale, extend the legs out. Resist the urge to lift the lower back. Keep pressing your belly button in towards your spine, the entire back body into the earth, and then draw your knees back in. Exhale, extend as long as you can go without lifting your lower back off the mat, without lifting the lumbar spine. And inhale, come back to center. Place the left foot on the ground, cross the right foot over the left thigh. Interlace the fingers behind the left thigh and then draw the knee in towards your chest. Keep pressing the right thigh away from you as we flex here. Take 10 breaths. Please welcome anything that feels good for you. So if you like to move from side to side or extend the left leg up towards the sky for a few moments, maybe rotating the ankles, please offer some movement into the posture that serves you best. Again, bring awareness to your sensations that are coming up for you. Softening around any discomfort that may be coming up for you. Navel pulling in towards the spine. And when you're ready, coming into the last rounds of breath here, if there's any other variations that you're playing with, this is a nice time to begin to wrap up. We're going to slowly transition into a very comfortable rest here, twisting rest. So if you'd like, first place the left foot down on the ground and then kindly begin to journey towards the right. You might even have your foot on a block here. Not everyone might feel comfortable twisting to the left, letting the right hip come up. So if that's not you today, then let's go ahead and stay right where you are. And you can just look towards the left and then stretch out through the right arm and feel comfortable with that as you press the right knee away. That's fine too. You can also take your knees together and windshield wiper from side to side, just letting the right knee rest inwardly, and you still get a nice beautiful stretch through the side body, through the psoas and the hip flexor as well. So you have some adaptions that you can play with if coming into a full twist is not for you, or if you have spinal fusion and that's just, you can't twist. So that's the end of that, right? That's that. And then we just be here for a few moments. We've been here for a little bit as I explained a few variations. So now we're just going to transition slowly back to a neutral spine, pressing our pubic bone towards our tummy muscles and then drawing the belly button up and in. Draw the knees in here. Continue the rounding. Very nice. And then go ahead and place the right foot down on the ground. Draw your left knee into your chest. And then crossing the left foot over the right thigh. Please flex your foot here. Nice. Again, just offer yourself a variety of expressions. We're going to draw the right foot up this time. Yep. Good, good. Hanging out here together. And reconnect to that beautiful breath. Regroup. Five more rounds of breath. Remember to add anything you like. If there's any movements, is your body talking to you? What is it saying? Listen. Notice the thoughts coming into the mind. As an observer, without connecting or attaching to any. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly begin our transition, releasing the right leg back down. Kindly taking the left foot down in the direction of the ground, or remember you can stay on your back. If you're taking your foot down towards the earth, releasing the right foot in more like a 90 degree. You can also extend the leg long. And then just look over to the left and notice what that feels like for you. Every body is different. One side could be different than the other. So just take a time to explore and breathe. Always breathing. Find your smile. Find your inner body bright, my darlings. And you're welcome to stay here as long as you like, or slowly begin to come back to center. Draw both knees in, please. And again, we draw them in and then we extend out without lifting the lower back, only going as far as you can. And then drawing your knees back in, drawing the lower belly up and in. Exhale, keeping the belly lifted up and in. Extend the legs out as long as your arms can stretch. Your knees will ultimately go right above your hips. And then inhale, come back through. So good. Let's do that one more time. Extend. You might even rock your way up to seated by pulling on your knees forward in front of you. Very good. And look forward. Hands down by your sides, maybe even placing the hands behind you, rolling your shoulders back, lifting your chest. And then as you lean back here, pull up through the lower belly. Option 1, sustain and stabilize here. Option 2, start to lift the legs up. And you might even play with one foot up first and then play with another, okay? Some of you might journey up and lift the arms up and coming into a boat pose and sustain. Hang out here for a few rounds of breath. You can also support the backs of your legs, connecting to your breath, squeezing the inner thigh muscles towards one another and drawing the belly button up and in. My legs are shaking. Nice. And then exhale, let's release this all the way back down and extend the legs long in front of us. Scoop the pubic bone under. Hover here as though you're a little kayak. And then inhale, pull yourself back in. Hug yourself up into Navasana. And then let's lift the legs. Support the backs of the legs if you need to. Lift your chest. Breathe in. Good. And then as we exhale, keep squeezing everything into one line. Extend the legs out, scoop under, roll it out, long and strong. Hover here. 3 breaths. Now tune into your breath space. Look into the mind's eye. Close the eyes. Lace the ribs together. Exhale. Lower yourself all the way down to the earth. Very good. And then big breath in and out the mouth. Again, big breath in, out the mouth. Interlace the fingers, sweep them up above you. Reach back long behind you, press the hands away from you like you're pushing the cabinets away with your hands. And then begin to flex your feet, really active. Toes up towards the sky, please, to protect your knees. Excellent, my loves. And then draw your lower belly up and in, so your backs of your knees are definitely going to lift off the ground here. Flat, flat, flatten your feet. And now if you think about it, we're standing, right? We're in Tadasana, standing pose. And then from this space, let's go ahead and walk our feet over to the right. Let's go ahead and walk over to the right. Let's start there. And then you're going to keep walking over to the right just until you feel a nice, comfortable stretch, maybe just towards the edge of your mat is nice. Because now you have an option for this lateral stretch of the spine. So we can stay here. Those of you that prefer to stand, you can stand. We're going to walk the shoulders over to the right, open up the arms more, and hang out here in this kind of like banana shape. And then just stay very active through the legs, stay very active through the arms, kind of like a rack pose. We're just getting a gentle stretch on the side bodies. And it's really good. And then back to center, darling. And then we're going to take it over to the other side. So first get a little stretchy stretch. And let's take it over to the other side. And just activating here through the right leg and pressing actively through the left palm. Getting a side body stretch. Remember, you're only going to the extent of your edge, what that feels good for you. Then inhale, let's come back to center. Pausing here, please take the hands down by your sides and slide the right foot up to the inner thigh as you let your right knee rest out by its side. And if it needs to stay up, place something underneath it as we rest in tree pose. 3 rounds of breath. Resist the urge to place your foot on your knee. Keep it above your knee or underneath your knee, but not on your knee. You can place it on your calf. Thank you. Nice. Let's slide that right leg down and let's slide the left foot in and take that same deliciousness on this side. Again, flex the right foot. You're standing on the floor. Place everything down into the mat. Okay. Scoop the pubic bone slightly under. Very active. Very active. Nice deep breaths. And then when you're ready, release your legs down into Shavasana and any variation of Shavasana that works for you. Move the hips from side to side. Relax, relax, relax. Again, if your lower back is sensitive, I'm going to encourage the knees to be bent, knees together, feet apart for constructive rest. And this is a sweet spot to, again, roll the ankles out, roll the wrists, make any little adjustments as needed. We discussed in a few videos back early on that all those little creaks and cracks and pops happen to be gas little bubbles within the joints. And so that's why you hear all the creaks and the cracks and the pops and all the fun stuff in the ankles and all the things. Relax, my friends. Close the eyes. We'll be here for about a minute or so. Resting, meditating, drifting. Allow your mind to wander. Control no thought. Attach to no thought. deepen your breath. And wiggle the fingers and the toes. Wringing out your wrists. Reaching the arms up, back and behind you. Offer any movements you need. I prefer to bring my knees in, but that's personal. If you like to do something, please offer. A few circles, maybe the knees apart from one another if you have your hands at your knees. Reverse your circles. Kindly making your way up towards a seated position. Joining each other in sacred space. The light that lives in me honors the light that lives in each of you. May each of you be blessed on your journey as we discover the mental connection of the nourishment that invites the inner peace. Namaste.